So, you think we'll crash with my uniforms on board, do you? When you're flying, you never know, the pilot answered. That's why you don't want to take any chances you don't have to. Sanjurjo grunted. He took a couple of more puffs on the aromatic Turkish cigarette, then ground it out under his heel. Luis! Orlando! He called. Get the trunks off the plane! His aides stared as if they couldn't believe their ears. Are you sure, Your Excellency? One of them asked. Of course I'm sure, damn it! By the way José Sanjurjo spoke, he was always sure, and so he probably was. Spain comes first, and Spain needs me more than I need my uniforms. As the pilot here says, there are many uniforms. Por Dios, amigos, there is only one Sanjurjo. The general struck a pose. The aides didn't argue any more. They did what Sanjurjo told them to. Wrestling the trunks out of the plane's narrow fuselage proved harder than stuffing them in had been. It took a lot of bad language and help from 3 other men before they managed it. Major Ansaldo wondered how many kilos he had saved. 50? 100? He didn't know, and he never would. No scale was close by. But now he would fly with the kind of load the light plane was made to carry. He liked that. If Your Excellency would take the right-hand seat, he said. Certainly. Sanjurjo was as spry as a man of half his age and half his bulk. After Ansaldo started the motor, he ran through the usual flight checks. Everything looked good. He gave the plane all the throttle he could. He needed to get up quickly to clear the trees beyond the far edge of the bumpy field. When he pulled back on the stick, the nose lifted. The fixed undercarriage left the ground. The bumping stopped. The air for the moment was smooth as fine brandy. A slow smile spread across General Sanjurjo's face. Do you know what this is, Major? He said. A miracle, that's what. To fly like a bird, like an angel. It's only an airplane, sir, said Ansaldo, as matter-of-fact as any pilot worth his pay. Only an airplane. Sanjurjo's eyebrows leaped. And a woman is only a woman. It is an airplane that takes me out of exile, an airplane that takes me out of Portugal, an airplane that takes me away from the hisses and sneezes and coughs of Portuguese. Si, senor. Major Ansaldo knew how the general felt there. If a Spaniard and a Portuguese spoke slowly and clearly, or if they wrote things out, they could generally manage to understand each other. But Portuguese always sounded funny, sounded wrong in a Spaniard's ear. The reverse was also bound to be true, but the pilot never once thought of that. And his important passenger hadn't finished. It is an airplane that takes me back to Spain, back to my country, and Spain will be my country once we settle with the Republican rabble. It is, what does Matthew say, a pearl of great price. He crossed himself again. So did Juan Antonio Ansaldo. You have the soul of a poet, Your Excellency, he said. General Sanjurjo smiled like a cat in front of a pitcher of cream. Ansaldo did too, but only to himself. A little judicious flattery, especially flattery from an unexpected direction, never hurt. But he also had a serious point to make. I'm glad you chose not to endanger the plane, and yourself, a more valuable pearl with those trunks. Spain needs you. Well, yes. Sanjurjo agreed complacently. Who would command the forces of the right, the forces of truth against the atheists and communists and liberals in the Republic if anything happened to me? Milan Astre? I don't think so, sir, Ansaldo exclaimed. And that wasn't flattery. Astre, the founder of the Spanish Foreign Legion, was a very brave man. Colonial fighting had cost him an arm and an eye. He still led the Legion, whose war cry was Viva la Muerte, long live death. Men like that were valuable in the officer corps, but who would want such a skeletal fanatic leading a country? Bueno, I don't think so either. Yes, Sanjurjo sounded complacent all right. And why not, when he held the rising in the palm of his hand? He couldn't resist throwing out the name of another possible replacement. Or what about General Franco? Not likely, Your Excellency. Again, Major Ansaldo meant what he said. No one had ever questioned Francisco Franco's courage either, even if he wasn't